All my childhood, my mother persistently took me to ballroom dancing, but for a boy, it was somehow not very respectable. And I really didn't want to go and avoided it in every possible way. While my mom didn't know, my dad took me to boxing. When I realized I was a fool. Boxing was not useful to me, and to be able to move beautifully in the dance girls much more liked. So for 6 months, once a week I attend ballroom dancing. Of course, I do not tell anyone, neither colleagues nor friends. They will not understand. They will laugh. But I go to dance not only because I became interested in them, but because I was carried away by one person, our teacher, Victoria. Her movements, statuesque gait, everything attracted me, although she was 10 years older than me. I tried in every possible way to give her signs of attention, gave her flowers, drove her home, called her to the movies or cafes. But all to no avail. And then one evening, "Victoria, let's have dinner tonight in a cafe of your choice." "Oh, Michael, you're so annoying." "All right, I'll come, but not alone." All evening I couldn't find room for two thoughts. She agreed, but she won't come alone. So I'm sitting in a cafe, waiting for her, and Victoria and a girl walk in. This is Sarah, my daughter. She is 22 years old, studying at the university. "Mike," I replied in surprise. They decided to set me up with my daughter, an interesting move, but the most interesting thing is that the daughter is like 2 drops of water similar to her mother. We quickly found a common language. 6 months later, we got married. Passion for Victoria, and now for her mother-in-law, gradually passed, until one of the classes we were not left alone. Victoria was closing the studio, and I decided to give her a ride home. "Michael, can you help me carry my bags to the apartment?" "I'm afraid I can't do it alone." "Sure, especially since my wife is at a friend's bachelorette party tonight and won't be home for a while." Having picked up all the bags, I was about to go to the exit, as Victoria called me from the kitchen. "What are you doing? You won't even stay for tea." "I can, of course, but not for long. I have things to do around the house, and in the morning I have to work, even though tomorrow is Saturday." While my mother-in-law was pouring tea for me, I noticed that she wanted to say something to me, but didn't dare. "Victoria, you certainly have nothing to say to me. You are pouring your 3rd cup of tea, and there are only 2 of us," I smiled. "Michael, then why did you agree and start courting my daughter?" "Your love for me disappeared so quickly. You said very lofty words to me then." I was surprised and did not expect such a conversation. "Of course, it's been 6 months. Yes, I am already married, but my feelings for my mother-in-law, no matter how hard I tried to extinguish, I could not. I realized you didn't like me. You turned me down every time. You didn't think it was a test. If I had agreed to be with you and the first girl I met, you would have left." We were both out of tea. The conversation was getting heated. "You know, Victoria, I'm not psychic. I've been courting you for 6 months now and I've gotten nothing but ridicule and rejection. After all, I'm a man, not an errand boy. I honestly thought for a long time whether I should bring this conversation up or not, but I can't take it anymore. You should belong only to me." When I heard those words, I lost my mind. I put my arms around Victoria and kissed her passionately. To my delight, she returned the fervor by running her hands through my hair. Between frantic kisses, she sighed, "Oh Michael, I've wanted this for so long." We collapsed on her couch, hurriedly removing each other's clothes. As we made love, all the longing that had built up over months of unrequited love finally came out. I showered Victoria with the caresses I craved. Afterward, we pressed ourselves against each other, both exhausted yet restless. The elation of the moment passed, and reality set in again. "What are we doing?" Victoria muttered. "This will destroy Sarah if she ever finds out." My heart dropped. In my desire for Victoria, I had completely forgotten about my beloved wife, her own daughter. I was sick with guilt. Sensing my distress, Victoria took my face in her hands. "Michael, listen to me. We got carried away, but that doesn't mean we should be ashamed." I've realized over the months that you and I have an incredibly strong bond, almost like soulmates. I stared at her, stunned. Was it really true? If you have as strong feelings for me as I do for you, then we'll find a way to be together openly. But for Sarah's sake, we must do it delicately. Do you agree? My answer sounded as natural as breathing. Yes. I never want to lose you again. We kissed, this time not as emphatically, but with more meaning. I didn't know how things would work out for us yet, but I realized that Victoria was my destiny, with all that entailed.